friend, welcome. We love games at our house. We play them probably daily and they're just a lot of fun. So I thought today we could chat a little bit about our favorite games, and I have a cleaning project. If you're new here, thanks for coming. I'm Jen. I'm married to Alex and we have 4 kids. They are 3, 6, almost 12, and 14. And I like to chat about contentment and what that means in a world that's full of comparison. And we'll get to that contentment piece in a bit. But today I wanted to chat about some of our favorite games, and I was gonna do 2 per category, and it ends up it's like 3 or 4 per category because we have a lot of games that we really enjoy. First, I want to say, hopefully, today is a collaboration, an open collaboration with some homeschool moms and homeschool YouTubers, maybe not necessarily moms. If I can figure out how to link to the collab, I will put it in the description below. And it is hosted by Jessica from The Waldock Way and Abby from Rooted in Rest. Abby is one of my very favorite homeschool YouTubers, and I just really enjoy her channel. Whether I figure out how to connect to the collab or not, I'm excited to check out other people's videos because I'm certain that they will have some other game ideas that I've not thought of before. Now, while it is a homeschooling collab, don't be like, oh, I don't homeschool, I can't gain value from this video, because games, these games in particular, don't really have anything to do with homeschooling. I don't game school, that's a thing. You can Google it. I don't game school. I don't really use games as part of our curriculum. There are some that do have educational value and that have, you know, some learning components to it, and I'll touch on those as we get to them. But we play games because it's fun, because it's bonding for our family, and because it's fun. As I was kind of digging through our games and trying to just, I'm a visual person, so I needed to see them. I realized that our game closet, it's not a closet, it's a dresser, that our game dresser is a hot mess, and it just gets that way that all the children have free access to the games at any time, which means the 3-year-old does, which means it's a mess. So as we're chatting, I'm actually gonna clean it out and, you know, hopefully make it a little better. So I'm going to show you the disaster right now. Well, this is a big mess. We'll start over here. Somebody apparently was playing Monopoly Junior. Not my favorite game in the world, but it's not terrible. This is stuff from school this morning that I still have to put away. This is the mess of our game situation here. 3 baskets down there. Those are supposed to be what the little kids are allowed to play with, but that's not always the way it works. And then there's just lots of games in this drawer and then the bottom drawer. And I need to somehow make it tidy again. It's even, you know, it's just a mess everywhere. So I'm going to hopefully get this done in maybe 20 minutes. We'll see. So I have these broken down into toddler, preschool, kid, teen, family, and couple games. Don't worry, it's G-rated, but I think it's important to just be able to connect with your spouse in a fun way. My number 1 criteria, and this is important, I do not want to be bored out of my guild. I just don't. I want to enjoy the games, and especially like the toddler ones, like Candyland. I'm sorry. If you like Candyland, I still love you. But Candyland is boring and I do not want to play it. So, a couple of our favorite games for toddlers. The first one is Sneaky, Snacky, Squirrel. We don't have this one right now because a bunch of the pieces got lost, and you know, it happens sometimes. I do think I should get it again because it's really good. It has a little guy, a little squirrel, and so they have to learn that pincher thing, and you know, it has colors and matching, and it's simple, it's fun. Think Hi-Ho Cheerio, but better. And then I really like collaborative games where there's not a winner, especially when they're like 2, 3, 4. It just is a little, you know, there can be tears. So a couple that we have right now, one is called Count Your Chickens and one is called Hoot Owl Hoot. There's another one like Fox in the Hen House or something like that. Essentially, it's the same concept. You have to, with Hoot Owl Hoot, you have to get the owls back to the nest before the sun comes up. With Count Your Chickens, you have to get the chickens into the nest maybe before the sun comes up. I don't know. Something like that. But basically, you're working together to get your pieces in before the time runs out. And that way, you know, I can help a toddler work, you know, along with a preschooler. It just makes it, it's collaborative. You work together and it's fun. And they're short, which I like. With preschool, two also games that we don't have anymore because they, oh my goodness. They get ruined. Labyrinth, and that one is a maze, but the maze changes with every turn. You move the maze, and so then you have to, you know, find like treasures along the way, and it's just really cute. And I believe there's a couple different versions, like maybe an underwater labyrinth one, I'm not really sure. And then the other one is called Enchanted Forest, and very similarly, you have to find treasures in the forest, and it's princess themed, and but it's not like girly princess themed where, you know, a young strapping knight wouldn't also enjoy this game as well. So the kiddo games, I'm thinking elementary age, kindergarten through 6th grade-ish, maybe. 6th grade through like 8th grade, maybe, probably. One we really enjoy is One Night Werewolf. Let me say that again. One Night Werewolf. Okay, there we go. My kids love this movie, and it's kind of strategic, and it's role play, but it's quick, and it's just fun. You use an app with it, and there's cards, and you're a character, and you're trying to find out who the werewolf is. This works if you have a larger family, because the more characters there are, the more fun it is. We often play it as a family, or we play it with other families as well, and it's just a lot of fun. Rat-a-tat-cat is a card game that, oh my god, it's hilarious. I don't know. You are trying to find points. You're trying to get the lowest amount of points, and the cats are the good points, and the rats are the bad points, and you can't see two of your cards, so you're trading cards and trying to get them the lowest points. So that works really well for, you know, like a 4-year-old's not going to necessarily know that, well, a 4-year-old would know if a 9 is bigger than a 1, but, you know, it's just easier a little bit as they get older to know, and strategy. There's a little strategy involved in that as well, so. Tenzi is dice game, and it's 10 dice, and you get these cards that are separate. They're sold separately, but it's like 77 different ways to play Tenzi. As the kids get older, you can make the game more difficult. So all the dice have to add to 77. I don't know. All the dice have to add, or have to multiply by, have to be divisible by 2, or all the dice have to. Anyway, there's lots of different ways, 77 in fact, different ways to do it, and it's different every time, also quick. I enjoy quick games because I don't want to be married to something for 4 hours, or, you know, even a half an hour sometimes is a bit much. So now, like the teenage years, my 6th grader plays all of these games easily. My husband and I enjoy them as well. Skippo, I feel like Skippo should be a pretty well known, it's pretty common. You are, you know, building cards up to get rid of your cards, building cards up by number to get rid of your cards. Monopoly Deal is really fun. It is similar to Monopoly, but it's a card game, and so there's a little bit of trading involved. It does not take hours. It says on the package that it takes 15 minutes. It's a little longer than that, but it still is not 4 hours, and it's just fun. I feel like I'm very descriptive on these. I'm just saying, oh, it's fun. They are fun. They really are. And then two more games that we really enjoy playing, and really my kids started playing these games when they were probably about 8, especially Ticket to Ride is one that I was going to mention. Especially Ticket to Ride, they started probably about 8, and then Settlers of Catan is the other one. And Ticket to Ride, my oldest daughter and my husband really got into for a while. I think we have like 6 or 8 different map boards of Ticket to Ride. Settlers of Catan is, you know, it's similar. It's a strategy game. You're trying to get from one place to the next and building points as you go along. I think strategy is really important in these teenage years because it's a lot of helping them. You know, we use strategy in day-to-day life. We don't just necessarily think about it as strategy, but there's a lot of planning involved in when I run errands. I think about what part of the town are the errands in, when do I have to be where, and what is the best way to do this so that I end up at the post office when it's not the busy time, right? So there's a lot of strategy that we use in our day-to-day life. So when they're practicing it, when they're 12, 13, 14 in a board game, then that's going to help them succeed a little more in life. We have 4 games, I think I wrote 4 down, that we really enjoy playing as a whole family. So these are games that my 6-year-old plays regularly with us, and my 3-year-old can either team up with someone or will play for a little while. It's tricky because, you know, his attention span just isn't as much as, he just doesn't have as much of an attention span as my 14-year-old. So, you know, when we go to play a family game, trying to keep him in mind, it's just a little bit tricky, but he does still play some of these games with us. The first is Sleeping Queens, and Sleeping Queens we actually just played today. We actually have 2 sets of Sleeping Queens, and sometimes we add them together and play a big giant double Sleeping Queens, which that wasn't my idea, but that's fine. It's still fun. But basically the queens are sleeping. They're face down on the table, and you use kings to find them. There are knights that can steal queens and sleeping potions that can put them to sleep. There are dragons that rescue queens and magic wands that undo sleeping potions. There are jokers that are kind of a wild card. It's really cute. It's sweet. My son has favorite kings and my daughter has favorite queens, and my older girls get a little competitive about it sometimes. But it's just a fun game and we all enjoy playing it. This might shock you, but memory is fun and can be fun, and doesn't have to take a while, and it is really helpful. It helps my memory. I have a terrible memory. Any combination of the family can play it. My 3-year-old and my 6-year-old play together consistently. And then, you know, of course, they're always asking a parent or a big sister to join in. But any combination of the family can play it. You know, you can play with 2 people, or you can play with 6, or you can play with more. And you really can cater the memory to your kid or to your family or to the time that you have. You know, I think the set that we have right now has like 20 or 30 pairs in it. But, you know, if we have a short amount of time, I can just do 10 pairs. If you have a kiddo that's really into Toy Story, you can find Toy Story memory. You can find any kind of memory. I bet you can find any kind of memory out there. Star Wars memory, I bet it's out there. I haven't looked. I haven't tried. Another family game that we really enjoy is Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza. Yes, that's really the name of it. It is a card game, and you kind of go quick, and everyone says the next thing in the Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza, and then when it's the card matches the word that you're saying, you kind of slap hands, and you're trying to, I don't remember if you're trying to get rid of your cards or keep them. I don't remember, but it's fun. It goes quick. It gets a little crazy, so if you're wanting a quiet game, that's not the one to pick, but it's a lot of fun. I Spy, I think it's called I Spy. I'll show you for sure. I Spy is probably one of the best family cooperative games that I've come across. It's the one we have is Disney themed. I do believe that there are other themes out there, but basically it is a cooperative game. You're trying to get all of the characters to, in this case, the castle before Maleficent casts her spell and everyone dies, or probably not that dramatic. You're spinning, you're moving your characters, but then if you land on a Mickey or pull a Mickey card, everyone works together to find the item that is on the card. So maybe it's a key or a chimney or hidden Mickeys. Those are fun. And there's lots of things that you're looking together to find as many as you can, and then that's how many spaces you all get to move. So again, a cooperative game. I have at least 3 people in my family who are very competitive. So when we can have a cooperative game and work together, it just makes for a better evening. It makes for a better evening. So 2 games that Alex and I really enjoy playing together are dice games. And the first one is Quicks. And this one, you have to roll, it kind of reminds me a little of Yahtzee, but it's faster than that. And it has to do with colors and like how many you roll of a certain color. And then the other one is Sevens. And basically you're just trying to roll as many 7s as possible. That's it. That's the game. It's fast and it's fun. I think there's some more rules to 7. I probably shouldn't oversimplify it, but essentially you're just trying to roll as many 7s as you can. We enjoy playing, you know, after the kids go to bed, we might play a couple little games. It's just nice to kind of sit and chat and kind of do something a little brainless. I like to be able to talk while we're playing, especially when it's just the 2 of us. Now we get to the contentment piece. I'm not saying you. I am going to watch as many of the other collab people's videos as I can. And I am going to feel bad about myself because I didn't talk about all the educational magic that happens in games, and I don't have the best and the latest and the greatest games. I can't do that. I cannot do that to myself. I can choose to watch the videos and say, you know what, that's a great idea. I think this kiddo would like that game, or ooh, that one might be a good one to try for Christmas or a birthday or just for fun to add to our family's game dresser. I have to choose to have a different mindset and not compare myself to other people, but just know that, you know what, my family enjoys playing games as a fun way to interact together, and that's okay. And what I can do today is carve out time to play a game with my kiddo. It doesn't have to be 4 hours of Monopoly. It doesn't have to be a logic game that is, you know, going to make them go to Harvard. It doesn't. Memory's fine. Monopoly deal is fine. Spending time with them is what is important. And choosing today to be content with those 5 or 10 minutes that I'm going to play memory with them, that is where I find my contentment and my joy. All right. Hopefully I have a clean dresser. Let's check it out. Okay, here's the finished product. I wanted to have something pretty up here, but I don't. This thing used to be my grandparents', and I repainted it like 10 years ago, and it needs it again. It's pretty bad. I did forget to mention this earlier, and it is Spot It, and this is one of our very favorite things. I actually keep this in my purse, and we use it when we're out and about. It's a quick game, so you just have 2 cards, and you can play it lots of different ways. But you just find the thing that matches on each of the cards. So here is the ghost on each of these cards. We like this because it can be a very quick game. It's great for waiting in, you know, for appointments or in a restaurant. Not that we go out these days, but it's just a really good one for travel. So down here I have my baskets. I just bought these from IKEA. These are like the kind of classic card games that the kids have. We keep Sleeping Queens in here as well. The next one has these shapes puzzles. The shapes puzzles are pretty cool. They just have different shapes, and then this has different cards, and you can make something out of the shape. Of course, it's going to be difficult to open. You can imagine it, right? And then in this, we actually just have little wooden puzzles. In this drawer over here these are more like the kid games. So there's Monopoly Junior, there's I Found It, Don't Count Your Chickens, or Count Your Chickens, I guess, Hoot Owl Hoot, One Night Werewolf, and then these are all the card games. Lots of card games. Tip, if you lose the box, which we do often, or they get ripped really, just use a hair tie or a rubber band. The rubber bands break really easy, I think. Down here, the little kids are not supposed to get in at all. This is a giant stack of Ticket to Ride boards, and our trains and cards and stuff are in there too. This is a national parks game that my 14-year-old and my husband really enjoy playing. This is Buffalo-opoly, which was given to us as a gift. My husband's family is from Buffalo. And they're very diehard Buffalo fans. Go Bills. Codenames, another favorite of ours, and Catan is down here as well. Like I said, a few of our favorites that were on the list didn't actually make it into here because they've just gotten ruined or pieces lost over the years. It's just easy to do. I will link all of these games in an Amazon affiliate link below in the description. And of course, don't forget to check out the rest of the collab and, you know, pray that I figured out how to connect with it. But even if I didn't, there's still a lot of great YouTube channels to check out, and that will have a lot of great game suggestions for you and your family. Thank you so much for joining me today, and let me know in the comments what your favorite game is, especially, you know, family games. I really like to play as a whole family, and so games that we can play with the 3-year-old and the 42-year-old, those are ideal for me. But really, what are your favorite games? It was funny because I just talked to a lady in my Sunday school class today, and she has boys that are about the same age as my oldest girls, and games came up in the conversation, and I just thought it was funny because I knew I was going to be doing this video later this afternoon. So I know that other families other than mine enjoy games, and one thing I did ask her was, what are some of your favorite games? So I would love to know yours. Let me know in the comments below, and if you have enjoyed this video, please give me a like, a thumbs up, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. I make videos on motherhood, marriage, and homemaking similar to this. You can always check out another video right here, and please know that whatever game you are playing, that you're okay, just the way you are. I'll see you soon.